The sun hung high in the sky, a merciless ball of fire, watching over a land that had not tasted rain in many moons. The rivers had become cracked veins of dry earth, and the once green grasslands were now brittle and lifeless. The animals of the great savanna, elephants, zebras, antelopes, and even the mighty lion, were weak with thirst. Each day, they gathered beneath the old baobab tree, hoping for relief, but none came. One evening, as the last traces of daylight faded, the wise owl flapped her tired wings and landed on a low branch. She surveyed the desperate animals with her piercing golden eyes. "The rain has not abandoned us," she declared in a voice that carried across the silent plain. "It has been stolen." A murmur of shock rippled through the crowd. "Stolen?" gasped the giraffe, his parched tongue barely able to form the words. Owl nodded gravely. "The crocodile, in his greed, has captured the rain inside a great magical gourd and hidden it deep within his cave by the river. He hoards the water for himself, while the rest of us suffer." The animals roared in outrage. "We must take it back," thundered Elephant, stamping his foot. "Yes," agreed the lion, licking his cracked lips. "Who will challenge Crocodile and return the rain to the land?" The first to step forward was Elephant himself. "I am the strongest. I will crush Crocodile if he dares to stand in my way." The animals cheered as Elephant marched toward the river, his massive feet shaking the ground. But when he reached the water's edge, he found Crocodile lying lazily on the shore, his scales glistening in the fading light. "What do you want, Elephant?" Crocodile asked, his voice as smooth as the flowing river once was. "You have stolen the rain," Elephant bellowed. "Return it at once." Crocodile let out a slow, rumbling laugh. "And what if I don't? You may be strong on land, but here, I am king." Before Elephant could react, Crocodile lunged, his mighty jaws snapping shut just inches from Elephant's trunk. The massive beast stumbled back, realizing that in the water, he was no match for Crocodile. Defeated, he turned and retreated. Next came the cunning Jackal. "Strength is not the answer," he said, flashing a sly grin. "But wit is." Under the cover of darkness, Jackal crept into Crocodile's cave, his paws silent as whispers. He could see the enormous gourd sitting atop a pile of bones, glowing faintly with the stolen rain. But just as he reached out to take it, snap! Crocodile's glowing eyes flickered open, and his tail struck out like a whip. Jackal barely managed to dodge before fleeing in terror. One by one, the animals tried, and one by one, they failed. As the defeated creatures gathered beneath the baobab tree once more, a slow, steady voice broke the silence. "I will go," said Tortoise. Laughter rippled through the crowd. "You," scoffed the hyena. "You are the slowest among us. What can you do that the mighty elephant and cunning jackal could not?" Tortoise simply smiled. "I have a plan." And with that, he began his long, slow journey toward the river. By the time Tortoise reached the river, the moon was high, casting silver light over the land. The cave where Crocodile hid the stolen rain loomed before him like the mouth of a sleeping beast. Tortoise did not sneak. He did not fight. Instead, he knocked firmly on the cave entrance with his hard shell. Tap, tap, tap. Crocodile opened one eye and smirked. "Tortoise, have you come to beg for water?" "Oh no," Tortoise replied. "I have come to offer you something even greater." Crocodile tilted his head. "Greater than water?" "A secret," said Tortoise. "A powerful one. But I can only whisper it." Curious, Crocodile slithered closer. "Well then, speak." Tortoise took a deep breath and whispered, "The strongest beasts drink not from the river, nor from the rain, but from the wisdom of their own hearts." Crocodile frowned. "What does that mean?" Tortoise sighed. "It is something only the wisest creatures understand. You must have very large ears to hear such wisdom." Crocodile puffed out his chest. Of course I have large ears, he boasted, though he had none at all. Tortoise shook his head. No, no. You must prove it. If you truly have big ears, you can lift that enormous gourd all by yourself. Crocodile, desperate to prove his greatness, lunged forward and grabbed the gourd in his powerful jaws. He lifted it high above his head, and at that moment, Tortoise quickly stuck out his little foot and tripped him. Crash! The gourd shattered against the cave floor. A deafening roar filled the air as a mighty wind swept through the cave, carrying the stolen rain back into the sky. Dark clouds rolled in. Thunder rumbled. And then, finally, the rains began to fall. Raindrops kissed the dry earth, turning dust into rich, dark soil. The rivers swelled once more, and the trees lifted their branches in joy. The animals cheered, dancing in the downpour. Even Crocodile, now soaked and humbled, sighed and muttered, "Perhaps wisdom is the greatest strength of all." And from that day forward, no animal ever underestimated Tortoise again.